Just always thought dog food is dog food. Didn't really piece together that dogs eat food. As soon as we brought the farmer's dog in, her skin was better, she was more active. If I can invest in her health and be proactive, I think it's worth it.
Visit betterforthem.com.
Guys, as we get older, we all lose testosterone. Four factors Test X180 works to boost it back, build muscle, increase energy, fuel desire, and improve performance. Bless the Walmart for Test X180, the #1 fastest growing testosterone brand in America.
Overnight, Congress officially confirmed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as the next president and vice president of the United States. Lawmakers coming together for a closing prayer before Vice President Mike Pence read the results and declared Joe Biden the victor. It was a stunning contrast
and boy,
to the images
when you look
to the images that we saw in the same House chamber just hours before as a violent mob of Trump supporters breached the Capitol, causing chaos and fear across D.C. and the city.
Joining us now, two lawmakers who were there for it all. Democratic Congresswoman from New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill. Democratic Congressman from Massachusetts, Seth Moulton. Also representing both of you are U.S. military veterans. Thank you for being with us and, of course, for your service. Good morning to the both of you. We're glad you're both okay.
Good morning. So much for having us.
Congressman Moulton, let me start with you. You have said you expected something like this as U.S. Marine, not as a U.S. Congressman, right? At what point did you flip the switch from lawmaker mode to Marine mode? At what point did you know that you had to get there?
Well, look, I think once a Marine, always a Marine, and to be fair, what I experienced overseas was far, far worse. But of course, for many of our colleagues, they never experienced anything like this in their lives.
All right, guys. Good morning.
It was very clear that the security situation.
Sorry for popping in a little late.
It could have been a lot worse.
So we're looking at G- still. We might double down on this. I don't want to double down on where it's at now. It's too high. I'm afraid if I double down and it drops,
fortunate that didn't happen.
Then it's not the plan. So it has gone up a decent amount from this morning, from 34.18 to 34.82. So we do have some room to go. So we definitely can do $3 today. I would love to get in now and double down and go for a $50 jump gain, I should say. But it's just if I double down and it drops, then I'm caught holding the bag, man, and that's something I want to do. But anyways, we're also looking at BBBY, and I am going to show you why BBBY is real quick. So I got a notification that it was oversold. And BBY is a decent stock, so bad earnings made this drop all the way here. So 1766 was that level of resistance that going back right here. So it did this. It came down here, right? So now it's in perfect condition. So it can drop a little more. It definitely can. But as we sit now, where it's at now, you see, so it's struggling between this level here and 1857. But I just added BBBY to the watch list because this thing actually moves a decent amount for such a cheap stock. So it is definitely what happens to it a little bit later on today. Definitely good for like maybe 45 cents pop, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I gotta play between this one and BBBY. BBY is going back down 1766, which would be perfect. And I don't know what Jemaya is gonna do.
I just didn't think it would be from citizens.
Cheryl, I know you'll want to weigh in on this.
I was one of the first to support both because this president of the United States, the commander-in-chief, whose #1 responsibility is to keep Americans safe, is himself inciting violence against our government, inciting violence against fellow Americans. So he has completely failed.
So BBY looks like it's gonna go up, but it might go down.
He should be relieved of command.
I'm just stuck between a hard place and a rock right now because I want to jump into BBBY and jump up for $1 run because of where it's at. But then I'm afraid it drops.
From a company the day before he retired, no one would say, "Oh, well, it's okay. He's out the door. Just let him go." This is America. This is a country of laws. And the United States Capitol should be the most secure place for lawmaking to occur in the world. The president violated every part of that, and that's why he should be relieved.
Congressman, where are you on those two issues?
Well, certainly think we have to ensure the president can no longer create this chaos, encourage people to violence against our country and our government. But make no mistake, we have impeached this president. I moved for impeachment because he had crossed lines for me, up to and including encouraging a foreign power to dig up dirt on his opponent, Joe Biden, to on January 3rd, and I was hearing the speeches of Republican leadership, one of the things that they praised themselves for was beating back the impeachment effort, despite the fact that more and more evidence had come out since that time. So I think what I would like to see is a movement
11-12.
of Republicans who have been complicit in
That's where I got in.
President, who have encouraged him and supported him, and as you saw even last night, voted with him despite no evidence and no facts and contrary facts, and really made in many ways for this horrible event to take place yesterday. I would like to hear from them if they are ready to move forward with us on impeachment, or if they are going to move forward, if the president's cabinet is going to move forward on the 25th Amendment.
Congressman, you're right. We're a nation of laws, but laws only matter if you enforce them. What do you think of those scores of people that broke into the Capitol, ransacked it, and then walked out free people?
They need to be held accountable too. From the president on down, everyone needs to be held accountable to send a message to everybody in America, and frankly everyone in the entire world, that we are a nation of laws. Look, these people walked out of the Capitol at the end of the day without any consequences, but they live streamed the whole thing. And so it's time for companies like Facebook and Twitter to step up, hand over those videos to the FBI. Look, this is something that we do with terrorists all the time. That is, foreign terrorists. We need to do it with these domestic terrorists as well. Use those videos as the evidence that it is, and hold these people accountable.
Congressman Seth Moulton, Congressman Mikey Sherrill, thanks to the both of you for being with us.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put a trigger on this. 12, 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, 82, 92, 1892.
Or should have been done, and what needs to change, as we are just now getting in some breaking news about the D.C. National Guard. We'll have it for you after the break.
And now we're gonna jump over here to J Maya.
Our son says, since Tide antibacterial.
So I see here that we're approaching our entry level. So we're gonna go ahead and sell this, which was $36.40.
He takes after my side of the family.
For every just to be sure, it's gotta be Tide antibacterial fabric spray.
What is this? It's Sling Watch Party.
$36.39.
Live TV with you. They have on-demand stuff too, so we could watch. Sling Watch Party is live TV together from anywhere. Get the best of cable for the best price.
Now there's a better way to search for senior living. A Place for Mom offers live virtual tours to explore from thousands of senior living communities. You can experience options with your family from the comfort.
Alright, so that's where I'm gonna sell it at.
Place for Mom advisor today.
Now there's a new way Experian Boost can raise your credit scores.
Experian Boost has my back. It raised my
Let's
credit
jump
score
back
because
over
I used
to
Now paying for Netflix, Hulu, and more.
BBBY.
Download the Experian app now.
We got one of those new purple mattresses, and it is amazing. You have to try it.
Oh, this doesn't feel like memory foam. No, this feels amazing.
Right?
What is it?
Actually, it's called Purple, and it's a completely unique comfort technology, meticulously designed to cradle and support the human body.
Cool.
Visit purple.com/TV to ring in the new year right by sleeping in.
This is Joe. He used to have bad breath. Now he uses a cap full of TheraBreath Fresh Breath Oral Rinse to keep his breath smelling great all day long. TheraBreath. It's a better mouthwash at Walmart, Target, and other fine stores.
Spectrum is the fastest growing mobile provider.
You know, because this stock is actually
You could save up to 40%.
bad quarterly earnings, I'm gonna see if I sell it here at this 1857. 1857.
Included in every data plan at no extra cost. Don't pay credits, taxes, hidden fees, or contracts. Neither do we, so we don't have them.
45 cents.
Spectrum Mobile. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
If you've got a jumbo mortgage, owning has great news.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sell it right there at 1857.
2.625% rate in APR. No closing costs. None. Call 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com.
From coast to coast, from the Great Lakes to the Gulf, Spectrum Reach. You make local businesses big and big brands look local. Grow your business with the best content, insights, products, and people. Welcome to Spectrum Reach. Let us show you around the neighborhood.
Why do I have life insurance? Because I want to make sure that these kids are always taken care of. My life insurance policy with Jenny Life gives me peace of mind. For $1 a day, I've got up to $500,000 in coverage. Visit jennylife.com to get a policy in minutes.
Hi, I'm Hano. I created Gavi because most people overpay on car insurance.
All right, so we're green on J Maya right now. I think I'm gonna flatten this.
Save more than $80 per year on average. Go to
I think I'm just gonna sell it right here. 36.21. We'll do 36.25 just to get out of it.
That means they will be on the ground through the inauguration. This comes as questions continue to mount about the massive security failures that resulted in a pro-Trump mob storming the U.S. Capitol. As of this morning, just 52 people have been arrested, 47 of them for breaking the 6 p.m. curfew in D.C. last night. And at least 3 people were arrested on possession of a weapon related to charges. And in the last hour, the FBI tweeted that it is asking for tips about individuals who instigated violence yesterday. Tom Winter joins us now. Tom, what are your sources telling you about how this breakdown in security could have happened? This event was a surprise to no one.
All right, and we sold.
We talked to a number of law enforcement officials and major city police departments that have real experience handling these type of incidents and knowing how to handle it, knowing how to plan for it. We spoke with them last night. They raised a number of questions. First off, what was the planning for this? Because I'm looking at the video yesterday and I'm trying to find where it may have occurred. Because let's look at a couple things. They're asking, where were the physical barriers? Where was the PPE for the police? You had police out there in regular uniforms. You're looking at them there right now.
All right, and we went ahead and sold that too. So
they could keep members of Congress safe. Where were the
36.15.
What was going on with the ground?
I just wanted to get out of it, to be honest with you. It did reach our goal. So 36.15.
Bulletproof. That's a key question. Where were the flexicuffs for arrests? You know, we saw a video all summer long in protest of those kind of white zip tie type flexible handcuffs that would be able to make quick arrests.
We did a 28 cents pop on that.
What was the plan for vehicle assistance if they were overrun?
We did a 28 cents pop on that. And then on BBBY, we got a $23. We got a $23 jump on that one. So we're still green for the month, which is great. I jumped into BBY, being that it was on, oversold, and I mean, come on, So.
But there's no indication that was deployed by the Capitol Police. police yesterday. I know that the rubber bullets and tear gas were criticized for their use over the summer in several protests, but that's what they're there for. They're used for non-lethal means to put down a violent mob, the types of which we saw yesterday. That could have saved lives. That could have stopped people from coming in. So I think there's some real questions, and I think people are right to ask this morning for a 2,300-member police department with a $460 million budget, of which is not foilable. I cannot look at their budget. I cannot look at their communications. They've exempted themselves from that, whether or not the U.S. people did it yesterday.
So awesome. So we did a $7 gain on J Maya. We held it overnight. We didn't double down on it. I didn't want to miss out on BBBY. Last time I held onto a stock. I doubled down, and the other stock was making a fantastic move. The setup was perfect. It was great, and I couldn't get in it, and it really got me. Like damn.
We can't do that with the Capitol Police. Is that right?
So that's the point. That's the reason why we try to build our capital little by little, so we can have enough money for a swing trade and then enough money to day trade. All right. So I went ahead and sold this right here at. So we'll recap this real quick. So BBBY jumped on the gave me an alert on the oversold scanner. I looked at it. It did this massive drop right here, as you can see, and it dropped like $3. So and then it gained back $1 of that over here. So this was that dollar from here to here. And then it was trading sideways after it popped back up $1, and then that was literally the level of resistance. As you can see that it couldn't pop that. It hit it like 3 to 4 times and then came back down, and then it hit it here again another 4 times. I was gonna sell it right above it right here, thinking that it can go, and I think it still can go. But being that my strategy is to get in and out with these quick pops in the early morning volumes, going on support and resistance, and the strategy also. But I use the strategy more as kind of like like I guess insurance, if you would. Like, okay, so for example, if I wanted the stock to get down here, which it did, it got down to here. Then
in this case, though, I do not know what the plan was. I cannot tell.
Because this was the level of support, I get down here, and then I just ride that, and then our strategy kicks in right here. So this is like it's just like, okay, good. I made a perfect choice because this is going up to here, and we also just analyze what this thing does. So if you go back on the other charts, like we go back on the 5 and the 10, you can analyze what this thing does on a regular. So if we go ahead and analyze it, so what does the stock move on a day average? So we can see that from here to here, this is a dollar mover right here. From here to here, it's a dollar mover. From here to here, it's about a dollar mover. So from here to here, it's a $2 move. From here to here, it's a $1 and change move. So as you can see, we have a dollar mover. So 32 cents, 35 cents, perfect pop for this. I took a 45 cents pop off of this, knowing that it can definitely go up. I don't know how far up it's going to go today after this massive drop. As we can see, it's going up. I wasn't going to go for $1, but I think for me, like I said, these 45 cent pops, 32 cent pops, depending on what the stock moves on average. For me, it's my bread and butter. It's what's been working. I originally wanted to sell it for $1 gain, so it would have been right here. So out of curiosity, just put an alert right there. That's why I originally wanted to sell it at. If I would have done that, I would have got like a $50 gain right there.
Usually is one of the most secure buildings in the country.
And only 52 people were arrested. Despite
all right. So to recap, so we got in right here. We got in on this candle right here. Okay. Right on the first candle. I wanted to get in, seeing that it was real low. It came back down to 1766. I know I don't buy on the first candle, but I bought on this one because I knew it was going to go up. I knew it was going to go up. There was like, I wasn't worried about that. But going back and forth to Jemaya and this one, because they were both close to my self triggers, I was like, oh, damn. It's the reason why, you know, it's not good to look at too many stocks at once. You know, so it seems that Jemaya reached a 36.41. I did want it to sell it at 36.39, so we definitely would have got that. It's okay. We got out of it green. We got a $8 win out of that. We got a $23 winner out of this one. As we can see, it did the dollar. Oh man, it did the dollar. It doesn't bug me because the fact is that my strategy is get the early morning pops, get that going, and then see what else is available, you know, and then we start going down the watch list, you know, and then maybe we'll go down to the first thing we'll do is we'll check the oversold scanner. So we see here a cannabis stock is going low. It's on the oversold scanner. That's good because I'm going to start looking into getting into cannabis stocks long term and day trading them as well. Maybe some swings. I don't know. We'll see.
Been people of color storming the Capitol. And what I do know
wow, look at this beautiful massive run. Do you see this? This is almost a $2 run from the low from here. Look, 1778.
It's a very legitimate question.
Beautiful run, man. Beautiful run. And see Jemaya. See, this is why we choose stocks with character, because you know, the normal rules that one learns when they're day trading is risk management, you know. So you give yourself a limit of what you can lose. Like, how much are you willing to lose in a trade? You know, and then, you know, how much, you know, what's your goals? You got to be realistic with all this stuff. So realistically, yesterday I should have sold Jemaya at a loss, but because we do all the homework, we do all the technical and the fundamental analysis, and we follow these stocks, we know that if we hold on to it for a little bit, we can definitely make a gain on it. That, of course, you've done all the homework and you made sure that
marched on the Capitol yesterday.
That it's not too high, that you got in, so you don't have to wait that long. If the setup was right and it just went the wrong way, you did everything right and it just went the wrong way, you know. So make sure that if you do get into the stock and it does go the wrong way, like I did yesterday with Jemaya, that it's not too high. So Jemaya wasn't actually that high, to be honest with you. So if we take a look at Jemaya, and we'll analyze this one as well. If we take a look at the 5-day, take a look at the 5-day real quick. Okay. See, so it's not high at all. It's high for the day where I got it at. I mean, it was fair average, to be honest with you. But after this massive sell-off right here, going back, what, 5 days, right? You know, so it's down $10 from this high right here, you know. And then if we go further to the 10-minute, it's still on discount. You see what I'm saying? With maybe this level left to get to. It got to 33. We kind of figured to go to 33, which is right here, and wiggle around that price range and then go up from there. And then if we take a look at the 180 chart, okay, we can see that it's already at this level of support, going back right here where it broke out. This was the level of resistance until it broke, and then it came back down and used it as support. It broke. So we're at prime level for this to do pops to get back up at least $2-3 before it goes down, if it goes down. But beginning of the year, you know, I think this stock is going to do very well.
platforms like the
As we can see, it continues to go up. Insane, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stock. I know, Anyway, let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these trades. See what we're working with for the month.
Declare a dictatorship, kick off the Civil War. We will be there for you. We will storm the Capitol for you. They wanted a Civil War style, Robert E. Lee style leader, and they thought they found it.
All right, let's see what we're working with. Let me
look.
Import these.
I don't know how much clearer they could have been. They flooded the internet with explicit directions for January 6th, and nobody listened. And it's kind of hard to hear the excuse that it's just the internet. It's not just the internet. This is real life.
Ben, I think you're speaking truth to what is happening here, and it frankly gives me chills to hear you talk about it, right? The idea that you sort of had that feeling specifically because you're correct. This was bubbling up on the internet, right? These people got out of the web and into the Capitol, and now, Brandy, there is this kind of retroactive filter trying to be put on it by some close to the president, allies of his, that, oh, this wasn't actually the people who were on the internet, this was Antifa coming in and doing something else. Obviously, that's not the case. The president, we should note, praised the rioters who had come in to the Capitol. He indicated his support for them, said, we love you and you're special, go home, but we still like you. Talk about who these riders actually are, Brandy.
All right, so here we go, guys. January, all green right now. Take a look at that.
Yeah,
beautiful, right? So I believe we are at $50.
And it's not a fun place to be. We've seen it all summer, though. We saw it since the
we are at $55 for the month of January so far. So this is what it is. This is two trades right here, so we can see real quick. Okay, so we can see BBBY gave us a $23 win. Okay, J Maya, we held that overnight. We got that, and then we cut that early. We didn't go for a higher trigger on that. I just wanted to get out of it. I do know that it's going to go high. I think the highest it's going to go is what it's already reached today. So yesterday I wanted to sell it at 36, 37, 37, 35. That would have been my trigger there. So I'm just going to put an alert there just to, just to see. It's way up there. I don't know if it'll reach it, but J Maya, impressive move as always. I love J Maya. I love Neo. Anyway, so this is where we're at right now. We're at $55 for the month. So last month for December, we did 100.
Ben, I have only 10 seconds. What are you seeing now?
We did 170.
They're trying to sort of thread the needle.
$177 on November when we started the small account challenge.
That's not possible. It's logically inconsistent. These people thrive on logical inconsistency.
We did
messages. You're gonna hear people saying like this didn't really happen. Well,
$38. Okay. So the goal is to double or triple what we did last month, right? So we did 177. To double that, we got to do 354 today, or not today, this month. So let's just say we wanted to double that, right? 354.
Other terrorist events, assault on the Capitol, burning by the British, 1814, assault on Fort Sumter.
So we got to do at least $11 a day, about $12 a day. I think we can do that. We can average that out.
Instigated and incited by the President of the United States. We still do not know exactly why or who was involved. And the scary thing is, this is a guy who over the next 2 weeks is going to still have an enormous amount of power.
All right, guys. Let's go back to the other stocks that we were looking at earlier today.
I can't believe the kind of powers I have. I have some powers that are so great that I can't even talk about them. I assume that has to do with martial law, the ability of the president to abuse the military. Maybe this is a guy who thought that if there was chaos yesterday, he could say, I'm going to declare martial law, and my right to respond to it. Who knows? He still controls nuclear weapons. This is a guy who can do a lot of things that could lead to an unnecessary war. One example,
I got a 77
Joint Chiefs of Staff,
or 72%.
with a saying the Mercury project in Cape Canaveral.
Excuse me, 72% win rate, guys. And it's gonna get higher. My goal is to get this to 90%, 100. Yeah, I don't think anyone has 100, but 100 that'd be awesome. And again, guys, this strategy that I used, I want to get in and out quick. I don't, I mean, you could definitely ride this. I mean, if you use your strategy and stay in this until maybe it hits your blue line. It did break it here, so you would have got out here unless you wanted to, for some wiggle room. But my strategy is get in and out quick. I want to get in and out quick. I want to, I want to upgrade. So we're upgrading little by little. So now we're able to buy more shares of stocks because we're making more money. We're able to trade every single day. So we're at least right now we're about 1,000 one day, 900 and something the next, and we're about $40 away from making it an even 1,000 a day. So the goal is to have these pop. So the next goal after this is to obviously, like I just mentioned, double our money from last month, and then we'll keep doing that. Like that's always the goal for the following month. I'll make more than that, but try to double that, right? So we know that $12 is what it is, and that's what we make on average. Anywhere between $10 to $20. So we can definitely do that. If we can see Jeremiah rising like a motherfucker in beautifully, if I would have doubled down on this. Look at that, it's going to reach 37.37. That's where I wanted to sell it at yesterday. Literally, it's what I wanted to sell. 37.35. Beautiful fucking run, man. Insane. So, like I was saying, the next goal is after. So we started with 1,700. Now we have 1957. Okay. So now we're able to use 1,000 one day, 900 and change the next. Okay, so that was a goal already reached. The first goal really was to go green and make at least anywhere between $3 to $8-9 a day. So Jeremiah reached that insane, beautiful fucking run. God, this is beautiful, man. I love it. I love this fucking stock. I really do. I just got in it bad yesterday. I got a bad taste in my mouth. When you get that bad taste in your mouth, like the setup was there. The momentum. It just failed, and then you're like, fuck. The stock's gonna do well, and then you jump out of it with some profit, but not as much as you wanted. If I would have got what I really wanted and it continued, I would have been way okay. Right now I'm a little like sold that motherfucker too soon. I should have just left it where it was, but that bad taste in your mouth, Anyway, so the next goal after that was to make double digits, and that's what we're doing now. So if we average it out, to be honest with you, if we average it out with 4 days of trading so far, right? Let's take a look at this real quick. With 4 days of trading, and we have about $55. Right? Doctors to treat acute non-low back muscle and joint pain with topical NSAIDs first. A formulation. What about almost $12? $12 a day. So we're on point. We're exactly on that, man. So we're good. We just gotta make these smart decisions. Okay. So let's analyze BBBY real quick again. Actually, you know what? I think we analyzed those enough. So let's take a look at the other stocks we're talking about. So BA, I called out BA for a swing after this massive drop right here, and then after 209 massive drop to a high of 214 today. So about a $5 jump. This can definitely look at all the lines up here that it has to go to. Look at this. Look at all the levels of resistance there is. So BA, I think BA is prime for a $20 hold. So if you got it around here at 20, at 210 to 11, then 220 would be around here. So yeah, 2-day hold. Maybe you can reach it today. You never know. I mean, look at Jemiah. Jemiah's gone way past fucking overbought, and it's just living there. Like, it's like, yeah, I found a new home.
An insurrection at the Capitol, incited by the President of the United States.
All right. We also called out Facebook for a good swing. Let's take a look at Facebook real quick. So Facebook doing what I knew it was going to do. Beautiful fucking run, as we can see here, from 264 to 271. So we have a nice $7 run right there. This is definitely gonna go. It's definitely gonna go high, guys. I'm gonna show you. This is a good $20 hold for like 2-3 days, even maybe less, because they're probably gonna get there today, to be honest with you. So it sold off, and it literally came back down to this level of support right here at 261. And as you can see, going back here, it bounced off, it went up, bounced off, it went up, bounced off, it went up, went way beneath that, came back up, and then that's where we're at right now. So going back a few months, we can see that's a strong level of support. So and then we go back down to the 5-day. We see that this massive drop here, it kind of recovered, and then it sold off a little bit more, and then as it starts to go back up again. So if you were trying to go, instead of a $20, you wanted to go a little more conservative, so then you can just go by the 5 days. So the next level of resistance that this would reach would be this one right here. So 274.86. So that's definitely in reach for today. So we can see, well, it's a little bit out the charts, but if it can have a massive run to get there like Jemiah did, we can definitely see that. But this is a good for a $20 gain right here. So playing these more expensive stocks, Facebook is a little bit more more of a mover than other stocks like Microsoft and Adobe, and we're going to talk about Adobe in a minute as well. So I believe you were to get into Facebook yesterday. If you got into it anywhere around this level here, I believe that you're good standings right now. If you got into it around here, I believe it's still good. You might have to hold on to it for one more day if you're going for a $20 swing. If you want to go for a 15 or 20, I believe it's going to go. So I would say where it's at right now, 270. So let's just say, for example, you were to get in here at 264. So 284 would be the level of where we want this to go. So as we can see, we marked that because that's the level, right? So that's a swing right there. That's a swing target. So we're gonna go ahead and put an alert there, just for shits and giggles. Alright, so Facebook is, I believe Facebook is perfect. As you can see, this massive run, it opened here right around the support level. This level right here, 264.71, was a level of support that it bounced off of, and then it eventually just broke through. So we can see here that it had trouble here. It finally broke through massively, came back down, bounced off it once, came back down, bounced off it again, came back down, went back up, came back down, bounced off it, eventually breaking that. And then after hours in pre-market, trading around that level. Then finally breaking that level and trading above that level almost to the highs of yesterday, which is 266. Then it came back down as it opened to 264. So that would have been perfect right there. Even on the first candle, if I see that, this is literally at support. This is where it was trading at yesterday. Yes, it could have gone down for me, but the fact that I have two positive things telling me. Number one, 264 is the trend line from yesterday. We can see it had a bunch of bounces up and down going through that. And not just on that, but we're on support from the deviation lines. Not just that, but our lines, are crossing right here. Our SCO. Our lines are all together right here. So yes, it would have been better to get maybe here if we're using our strategy, but I would have got in here with the risk of this continuing to drop down to here, but definitely going to go back up because of the massive loss that this did previously. So if I got in here, and we can definitely see maybe come back down to here, and then I'm holding this for a couple of days anyway, so I'm okay with that because the fact that we have prior price action that was massively sold off, and we have levels of resistance that this is breaking like a champ. As you can see, it broke 264, it broke 266, it broke 270, 274, and then 284 will be the next level right there. So this is just, it's just breaking resistance like no one's business. So Facebook is a good swing. If you got in it, fantastic. Hold on to it. Just a suggestion. Get that $15-$20 jump on that. I think it's good. All right. So next one we talked about was Adobe. Adobe's on sale, and we sent that out this morning. As we can see here, it's been selling off for the past 3 days. It had this massive sell-off here. Then it kind of traded sideways most of the day here, with most of the volume in the beginning and in the end, like always, as we can see that. Then we had this massive fucking sell-off here yesterday. As we can see here, it's forming a reverse cup and handle right here, as you can see. So we have a double bottom, as we can see right here from yesterday. So we knew this was going to go up. But not just that. So let's just take a look at the 10-day. So look at this, sell off. This 459 mark here, we don't know where that is right now, but we're going to take a look at the 180 and see where that's at. 459 is right here. So we can see that this is literally almost rock bottom compared to all these dips that we have here. So 459 is right here, so that's the good level of support. We can see it bounced off, it went up, bounced off, it went up, bounced off, it went up, stayed around that area, came back down, broke through that, went back up, broke through it again, traded around that area for a little bit, went back up, now it's close to that area now. So we can definitely see this for about maybe, so it's a little high now, but I say this is a good for a $15 swing. So if you were to get this at 475 where it's out now, you want to get this at 500. So 500, and we have all these levels of resistance right above it. So yeah, so this would be like a 4-day hold, 4 or 5 day hold for like a $15 upswing. $10 you can sell it definitely this week. This, if you buy it now, this is definitely going to be about a 5-day hold. But if you go for a $10 hit, you can definitely get there sooner. But this is definitely on discount. This is prime for swings right now at the time being right now. I did want to take a look at BABA because I know BABA has more news, as they just got added to the delisting list after it did so well. So we can see it's back down to where it dropped after that that news, that it back over here. Take a clear picture of that right here. So you can see this massive sell-off. Today it's selling off even more. So if it doesn't get delisted, then this is definitely. Because look, if we go back to when it sold off, the first time back here, right? Look where it went. 211. From 211 to a high of 243. Insane. That's a $30 run.
This morning during shift change. Of course, there was an overnight curfew that ended at 6 a.m. And Stephanie, something that happened.
So Baba's definitely going to be on the sidelines. I want the dust to settle on this. I want to make sure that it's not going to be delisted, because if it's not, then it's in perfect condition for a good $30 swing. But being a little conservative, we'll go for about a $23, $24, maybe $25 swing on this. But I want the dust to settle on BABA. before anything else. Okay, so also wheat stocks. So a couple wheat stocks that I'm looking at was CAG. Now that the Democrats won the Senate, wheat is definitely going to be in the talks. So this is definitely going into the watch list. I'm gonna have to organize my watch list. I'll do that today. Like organize it. Right now I have it in dollars and movers and stuff like that, but I want to organize a little bit more. Anyway, CAG is a marijuana stock, and as you can see here, it did sell off, and then it recovered almost half that. So as we can see here, CAG, it's not that much of a mover. But I'm not looking to day trade this. I'm looking to buy this. Then there's a few other ones. So if we take a look at the at what this has done so far. So we can see what it's done so far. It's selling off. It went up. It's going down. So it's cooling off. It's in the cooling off stage right now. Let's take a look at the 5. Yeah, looks like it's about to cool off. Yeah, so still cooling off. And let's take a look at the 180. So this is the creme de la creme. This tells me if this is good for a swing. What is it good for? All right, so we see here that it's at this is a strong level of support. As we can see that it bounced back over here, went back up, came back down, almost grazed it right here, went back up, came back down, and then just started trading around this level here, which is the next level of support. So we can see where that line is right there, and that is right there, 34.92. Okay, so how much room do we have to grow? Let's see. So we'll start at the very top. We can do this here because this is where it reached, and now we'll start looking for levels. So this is a good level. This is another great level right here. You can see all those topping tails and candles touching that. And then that level right there.
The difference within the Republican Party. It's also a measure.
All right. So is this worth
ongoing political capital? 2 weeks left in office.
Swing trading it right now?
He still has a lot of money in terms of the war chest he's been raising.
I don't think so.
False allegations of
I don't think so. Look at all the real estate down here. Look at all that real estate. We literally have.
But he's not been able to.
Apart. Look.
Georgia Senate races when he campaigned.
If we start drawing more, we have here. And we have here and here.
Is a turn toward a new day in Republican politics. That'll be a challenge going forward to see how much of it bears a resemblance of Donald Trump.
All right.
Those rioters are his most loyal supporters.
No.
He doesn't think they were some far left conspiracy. He didn't just say "I love you." He made a point to say you're special.
I like it. So I'm gonna add it to the watch list. I just did. And then we have Sundial. I am really considering buying Sundial long term. You can see where it's at on the 180. So it's had its pops. Sundial's definitely been a Momo stock quite a few times.
To restore public faith in the Justice Department, which has arguably grown more politicized under President Trump than at any point since Watergate, really, I'd say. And so, really, for Joe Biden, that big push starts with personnel. He is naming Merrick Garland to serve as his Attorney General. Merrick Garland is a highly regarded federal appeals court judge. He is someone who has a lot of experience, has held a number of senior posts at the Justice Department. He prosecuted the 1995...
Okay, so none of these lines appear on this motherfucker. Let's see on the 5.
Barack Obama named him
there we go.
The vacancy left on the Supreme Court. And Mitch McConnell...
It's just too high, and I don't know how long it's going to take for the government to legalize weed federally, so the feds don't fuck with it anymore. But then we have Aurora also. Aurora is a good stock as well, a good weed stock, and I can definitely see this making moves now that. So let's see where this is at. So as you can see, I was looking at this quite a bit ago. So we're going to go ahead and remove these.
Background as a prosecutor, but Kristen Clark leading the Civil Rights Division.
Alright, so seeing that this came from $20, let's take a look at the daily. $27 was the high of this at one point.
The overall approach, Biden's approach, will be to make the case that these folks at the Justice Department overall will serve as America's lawyers.
Alright, let's start analyzing this. So we see that this is a level of resistance. It was here, came back up, then came back down. And now we have another level right here. This is a level of resistance. Then we have another level of resistance. No. We're looking for clear signs of level resistance. So 2 or more candlesticks need to be touching in order for that to be a strong level of resistance. So I say this is another level of support. Yeah. And then we have this one here. So now let's start going down the 5-day. All right. Let's start going down the 10.
And send a message to the nation and all Americans.
Alright, so now let's start drawing some levels of support for today. So this is a level of support. And levels of resistance, we can say that this is a level of resistance. So we see 3 bars right here. And then we see another level of resistance right there. Alright, so now if we go on the 180,
Here's your A1C.
yeah, I can see this definitely being a good swing trade at the moment, especially now with the Senate being Democratic more than anything. So I'm a buyer at this at here. So I'm gonna swing trade this, maybe even buy it long term. To be honest with you, I'm a buyer at 1043.
Not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens.
All right.
Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have.
Let's dissect the list. We see W going up after its massive drop, which is fantastic. W has always been a favorite. So we see this massive run. Beautiful fucking run. Look at that. Breaking resistance like no one's business. Definitely cheap. So we have ways to go. So any recent news on this? It says here Wayfair sets company minimum wage at $15 an hour.
Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 1 month or 3 month.
That's a decent catalyst. I can see why it went up today. Is it? Yeah. Well, it should go back up. All right, guys. Let me see. Shop. Look at that massive move. Look at this. Look, on one candle, 11:01.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. What's up, Alice?
11:18. $17 pop. Insane. Insane. It really is insane. And we, as you know, right now it's on discount, to be honest with you. I mean, not at this exact moment, but if we were to swing trade it, definitely, man. Look at this. And then we'll take a look at the 5 and see the 5. The 5 is starting to make its so it cooled off and it started to make its run. We haven't really been looking at this too much lately, so we don't see many levels of support and resistance lines that I've made. But we can see that it's definitely cooled off a little bit, so it's right here at that level of resistance. Now using it as support. Yeah. So I mean, you know, definitely. You know, this thing drops like $80 one day like nothing, and then it'll go up the next day like $100 like no one's business, man.
Cover California this way to health insurance. Enrollment ends January 31st. Tony here from CreditRepair.com. Take it to the streets to talk about credit. What's a good credit score? Go.
All right, let's take a look at BBY real quick before we sign off.
Can your credit score impact your job? Oh, another one. No. Oh, no.
So it did pass what I wanted it to do. It went up here.
Get started with a free
I wanted to sell it right here. It went past it. It went all the way up to here. Very nice. BBY is now a new stock that we're adding to the watch list. So what I like to do is, you know, sometimes the stocks that we play will be overplayed, and then we overstay our welcome. So when this scanning here, I like to look at it because I'll find some stocks and I'll analyze the stocks, see if they're worth it. You know, like, you know, Verizon's on here right now, T-Mobile, AT&T's on here right now, Pepsi's on here right now, PG&E's in here right now. Johnson & Johnson's on here right now. Disney. Well, this was scanned earlier in the morning. So, but you know, I like to go through all these stocks and analyze them and see. Right now, since we're doing a small account challenge and we are trading higher price stocks than the penny stocks, we're not touching penny stocks. I like to see these $50, $30, $20 stocks, $40 stocks, and see what they move on average, so we can get like some 32 cents, 45, 55 cent pops on them. Because if you take a look at almost every single stock in the morning, in the first 15 minutes, there's always a nice pop. So we'll just go down the list, okay? So we'll do ACB. So ACB had a nice pop right here, as you can see. So we probably would have got in, if we're not using the first candle, because this is a new stock we're looking at, I would have waited, right, for at least to get to this mark right here, to this level of support. So if finally came back down here, I would have jumped in here and then took that pop. Aurora doesn't move too much, so 1050 to 1091. So about a 40 cents pop right there. It's not that bad. But we can't expect that every single time with this because we haven't analyzed it enough to know what it does. I'm just showing you the pops that most stocks have in the morning. That, you know, you can analyze with support and resistance, because sometimes you'll miss some of the run with the strategy, which is quite alright, because we're never going to get the full run. Even when I get in here, like, I'm going to wait for this candle to give me some direction. So I would have gotten here, not all the way in the bottom. I would have gotten maybe here, the base of the candle right there, and then run that up. So every time I analyze a stock, I always analyze it by, if I was to go in halfway, to see if I can get how much of halfway from me going in, how far up it's going to go, to see how much I can get out of it for what the price of the stock is. So this being a $10 stock, I'll take a 25 cents pop out of this, because we know it can move, you know, what, 40 cents. So so let's just say at 1054, and this being the level of resistance right here, so 1092. So, you know, about almost 40 cents. So we can do a 23, 25 cents pop, you know, at a $10 stock, but we need to analyze it a little more. So we do have it on the watch list. Actually, I'm going to make a note of it so I can analyze this, because it seems to be that it does move real nice. You know, okay, so that's one pop, and then the next pop, we'll see Adobe. As we can see here, Adobe had a small pop in the morning before it came back down. So as we can see here, 470 all the way up to 472.95. So almost a $3 pop, came back down as it's going up. As you can see, Adobe was one we talked about for a swing. We called that out this morning, and look at this massive run right now. So it's up nearly $10 right now. So if you were going to do a $15 run right now for this, you know, almost there, my man, almost there. You know, one more day, maybe two, and you got that. But you can see the pop, right? So the pop in the morning. Let's take a look at anything next. So let's take a look at Boeing. So we can see Boeing have this little mini pop here, so, and then another pop here. So we see here this 212, 214, so about $1 and change pop. This one here, 212, 213, about $1 and change pop. So we know that this right now for today, because of the volume that it has, it's about $1 and change pop right now on this. and then it drops back down, and then we have another pop here. So early in the morning, the first hour, the first 15 minutes is very crucial for me because I can get in and out with the massive volume that every stock has right when the bell rings. We'll take a look real quick at Baba, look, even as it sells off, we still have these little pops. We have a pop right here, and then we have a pop from this point to this point. Okay? Next. Blink. Blink is a massive run. Look at this. Almost $10, man. Boom. From yesterday's low to today's high. Massive, massive, massive. So, we see here, wait for the second candle to form, then the first candle to form, second candle, then we could have got in right here, okay, and then ride that fucking wave. Even for a 55 cents pop, we could have got in right about here maybe and got out around here. Very nice. It was a little too high for me at the moment. I wouldn't have got in anyway, but just to show you the volume in the morning, how important it is to gauge and analyze everything to make sure that you can find the right opportunity to get in. So we see here this massive sell-off in the morning. Even as it reached this level of support, we wait for that next candle to tell us what it's going to do. So it did break it, and now it's at oversold. So we wait for that next candle to tell us what it's going to do instead of just prematurely jumping in because it's at oversold. And then you get this end result here. So then this one, we waited for this one to form. We would have gone in halfway here. The next one would have gone in red. We would have been red, and then we're still safe because we know that there's a higher percent once the stock reaches this level of it going up, but not normally going up this much. Normally like halfway about here. Maybe pop up over just a little bit, and then maybe come back down. Mostly that's what I normally see when a stock hits oversold. Dash, you can see this. Look at this massive run. You can see all these stocks have this volume in the morning that we can definitely capitalize on. This was a Momo stock that I was looking at today. I almost jumped in on this, to be honest with you.
New Quick Corrector Lotion, only from Gold Bond. Championing your skin.
Alright guys, so very awesome. So we're continuing our green streak. We were red almost about $55 yesterday. We got in. So if we analyze yesterday's yesterday's trade, where we got in and why.
Learn more at phoenix.edu.
So yesterday,
So does my Oral B. My
actually,
personalizes my cleaning. So does my Oral B. My hygienist uses just the right pressure. And so does my Oral B.
so yesterday we got in here. We got in on the second candle. I thought this was gonna, because these two were the two levels of resistance that I wanted to get to anyway. And then I got in here because I thought it was gonna, pop up. It was green, and it didn't. And then it just, came down massively the whole day. Look, you can see, I guess this is where I got in, and then it went all the way down here. So, fucking A, like almost $4.
Lightweight, breathable, and insanely soft.
Yeah, 36. $3, almost $3. And then this massive run today, man.
Or streaming your favorite show.
So yeah, so I got an anticipation of that momentum that it was going to do after what it did the previous day. It sold up, went high, went low, came halfway, traded that, sold off pre-market, and it should have went up, and it went down. I'm just looking for pops. The reason why is because we never know where it's going to go. It can have a good day. All signs point to having a good day, and then it just fucking sells off on you.
Authentic programming and culture, starting at just $4.99 a month.
All right.
Call Spectrum right now to enjoy this.
And these lines also, I erase these lines every morning. I put these lines on new every single day, man. I don't know. For me, it's just a habit. I like it, Let's take a look at some other favorite stocks that we were looking at today. Excel, as we can see, Excel did open a little too high for us. As we see it came down to the average. I would have probably got in here if my strategy. See, at this point right here, I'm looking at my strategy. The first 5 minutes, I'm looking at support and resistance of where it went. If my strategy happens to come in play in the first 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes of when I'm looking to get in, fantastic. If it doesn't, then I'm looking at support and resistance to get in there, and then eventually my strategy will kick in. But around this time, I'm definitely looking at a strategy. So I see here, you know, we have this bounce off the pink line. We have the break through the 50 trend line. All our lines are underneath, giving us a nice catapult. So say we would have gone in halfway, so 21.15, and it's went all the way to 21.86. So we could have definitely got, for how cheap this stock is, I'd say 32 cents. 32 cents would be nice, you know, just to get in and out quick. So Excel's doing good.
Seeing what was happening early on, as I watched it on television, I could say to myself, wait a minute, where are the cops?
Oh, by the way, so I got this brand new mouse. It's called Mad Catz. Rat. Look at this thing. It's like a futuristic robot type thing. I can remove all this, and put this, you know, extend this, and I mean, insane. It really is insane, this thing. Christmas gift to myself.
Let's bring in John Brennan, former CIA director.
All right, guys. So we finished green again. We held on to this would be what I think maybe the third, maybe fourth, around there, third or fourth stock that I held overnight longer
This was a massive security failure, and
than I wanted to.
need to be raised immediately about it wasn't better.
And because we held it overnight, we took a smaller gain than we wanted to, and that's all right because today's win was decent. We got a $22 win today with BBBY.
And we knew that their ire was not going to be directed against the White House. It was going to be directed against the Congress, where the vote to certify President-elect Biden was going to be taking place. And so therefore, why was
$23 winner with BBBY. Very nice. I still like BBBY for tomorrow. If it maintains where it's at right now, definitely.
So therefore, I know the Capitol Police did their level best to try to deal with the situation as it was unfolding.
BBBY is definitely. I'm going to tell you why I'm liking this, because of this massive sell-off. Obviously, we like them cheap, but we just don't want to jump in on it because it sold off, because we don't know if it can keep going like Bala, you know. But this is what happens when you have a report bad quarterly earnings. And then they also, I believe it was, where's that news at?
Well, the CIA focuses on the foreign field and foreign intelligence, but I can tell you that I'm certain that at the Department of Homeland Security, at the FBI, at the Department of Interior...
Bed Bath & Beyond sees flat comparable sales in Q4. Like, they straight telling you, hey, yeah, we ain't gonna make shit next quarter. Like, we gonna break even. Like, you know. So we don't know how further down this can go, but that's why we do the technical analysis. So if we take a look at all, so you know, I did my homework in the morning when I saw that. You always got to make sure what the stock is doing. So the stock already reached this level of support right here. So we can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and today 7 bounces off of that support level. So we have a very strong level of support. The next level of support would be 1538. Can it go down to 1538? Yes, it can. For sure it can. So we're going to gauge it. So we're going to see what it's going to do in the next couple, you know, the next days coming. You know, I mean, look at this. It was going up, bad earnings, and then flah. So I don't know. We'll see.
There's so much strange and abnormal about what has been taking place.
See that? It was on discount, and then it was about to make a. Well, it did make a. It did do a nice run. It did $3 in 2 days. It did $3. Look at that. In 1 day, it did 1788.
With the Capitol Police, I'd be on phone with the Sergeant at Arms and with the other
17?
authorities, Department of Homeland Security.
18.
Lack of engagement on the part of the White House.
$2 and change in 1 day, and then at $1 and change the next.
The U.S. government are being marshaled and prepared to deal with these challenges that we have right now. I understand that they are in a difficult position because the
$1 mover
who inhabits the Oval Office is the active.
So we're definitely going to see this on the charts every single day. So also, you know what? Let's take a look at NEO. You know, I looked at it this morning. It went back up after that sell-off. That sell-off was sympathy with the Chinese, so many Chinese stocks being delisted. That's what that was. Nothing to do with NEO itself.
You talk about the international response, Director Brennan, and it has been extraordinary.
All right, so we see this massive sell-off. It sold off like almost $6 from the high, right? But from here is when it sold off. So you know, $5.
In Italy, a real
right here.
to democracy and an attack to the freedom of the American people. This is
$5, $5, massive drop. Look at that. Whoever was holding on to this and still held on. Your heart must have been pounding. Fuck me, I know mine would have.
Well, absolutely, it was a very shameful day, and the scenes that I saw unfolding yesterday, I watched repeatedly in overseas capitals.
And then we see this. We see this this beautiful recovery here. So we can see this ascending trend line. Let me pull out a pen.
The Republican Party needs to take ownership of this.
So we can see this ascending trend line, right?
Purge themselves of this very malignant cancer.
Actually, you know what? Let me just
because
let me use the
themselves in the eyes, not just the American people, but also I think in the eyes
let me use
of
the
the world.
platform.
We need to get back on track. The world is facing serious challenges across the
So we can see this ascending trend line.
needs to be restored. And while we have these scenes in Washington, D.C., it's going to be very hard for the Biden administration to be able to convince others around the world that the United States truly is the beacon of democracy. That it is.
So we can see how it, and then we have it also right here.
Democratic principles around the world. Republicans need to be able to address this, and they need to do it immediately.
Former CIA Director John Brennan. Director Brennan, thank you. We appreciate your perspective here on the show. I want to turn back to Capitol Hill now because joining us is Democratic
Okay, so you see how the trend line here, it starts to open up.
Thank you very much for being with us this morning.
So that's a megaphone.
Frankly, as I was reviewing the
So normally when you see a megaphone,
after I finally got to bed, I couldn't get to sleep as I kept looking through images of what happened.
it can go 50-50. It really depends on what the stock has already done. So I think this megaphone is because of this beautiful run. I mean, from this low, we'll just say here from this low here, which is 50.56 to the high here of 54.09. So about $3. So this already made $3. But if you go by today, by today's price action, it made $2. So I think what this is going to do, I think this is going to reach this mark here.
Well, after 9/11, the Congress invested huge.
Then come back down here.
And all the folks who work with me, who work on my Senate staff, we just had a conversation. They felt
And
like
possibly
work in one of the most
here.
secure places in our country. Yesterday revealed that a spirited group of protesters who become rioters can simply smash their way to the Capitol and
I can actually show you what I mean by megaphone patterns.
rifle through papers. This is the first time since the War of 1812 that the Capitol building of the United States has been invaded and occupied. And the most concerning thing is not necessarily the failure of planning or the failure of response. It's that our current president incited this action.
This is a fire that he first lit in Charlottesville and that has only been building in intensity in the last few years and will only be solved by the removal of President Trump.
So here you go. Here's the megaphone. You see these two lines here? This is the megaphone. So as you can see, it's giving you two. So this is more or less, you know, a megaphone going up would look like if it, you know, pretty much touches this, and then this is one going down. So let's see what this one's doing for us, right? If you were to put it side by side.
About 80 of us worked together for 4 or 5 hours after we'd been evacuated from the Senate chamber and while we were waiting for law enforcement to retake control of the Capitol. We had quite a few conversations about how yesterday's events revealed some of the security.
Yeah, this is going to go up before it goes down. So yeah, that's what that's going to do.
A matter right at the very beginning of this Congress.
Okay, let's take a look at DKNG. Always look at the favorites. Look at this beautiful run it did yesterday. Insane. So today's is trading sideways, but we do have some nice pops. We have one here. It came down to this level of support, going back from yesterday, and maybe further back, even further back than that. I think I can find it. Let me see. So that's 49.71.
Well, some of it went to preparations for an outside attack. Remember, at 9/11, it was expected that there might have been an airplane flown into the building. So there was a construction of essentially.
Okay, so 49.71 is
below the grass, the yard in front of the Capitol, for hundreds of millions of dollars. There are other security systems in the building in the event of something like the anthrax.
Okay, so 49.71 is a level of
but in terms of simply
resistance.
Police response to domestic protesters.
And it broke, came back down. Now it's at it right now. Now it's using that as support.
With the right balance of resources and force to keep the Capitol.
It broke down. Yeah, I could see that nice pop right there.
Senator, thank you so much for
It was at okay level. I could see it getting in right there and going up.
Thank you.
Let's go back to the White House, where a new event was just added to President Trump's schedule today.
All right, guys, that does it for me, guys. I'm going to call it a morning. We had a decent day today. We did sell J. Maya at a smaller gain than we wanted to. That's okay. As J. Maya flew up to 37.49. Which was insane, beautiful. BBBY gave us a nice little pop of 42-cent pop.
Juxtaposition of the events in the Capitol yesterday and doing something ceremonial
as it went up $1 from its low, and that does it for her right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's all she's going to do today. I don't think she's going to do any more, but you know, I think maybe if it does, I think maybe it'll go to the 52 trend line. But I think that's it. Alright, guys, have a great morning. I didn't send the pics out last night. I had some prior engagements to take care of, but I woke up early this morning and I took care of all that. I looked at the charts real fresh. I saw what was real nice. Bob BBBY came in as I signed on live, and I'll let you guys know about that. Any of you guys in the swing trades, Facebook, or Adobe, if you got in that, awesome. BA also, awesome, if you're going to that.
But the president, since the election, has not wanted to engage with the press that covers him, we can presume, based on the stark shift in how he has interacted with.
Alright, guys, I'm going to call it a morning. I have to get a few things done. I have to hit the gym. I have to go to the dentist today and get my braces tightened up. It's going to be a wonderful day.
A very different tone, and so Gary Player and Annika Sorensen, we have not heard.
Alright, guys, so I will send you guys the pics tonight. UPS is on here. Oh, snap.
Dietrichson Zaharis, who would receive it on her behalf. She died many years ago.
What is this
but
doing?
That gives you a sense of how this.
Wow, why is this sign off?
some of the day-to-day business of conducting a White House, end-of-term business, when there is so little time left, you can't postpone much
yes,
more.
it knew.
And having to deal with a real crisis that unfolded down the street.
How's the market doing? It was green when I saw it today.
Had a direct link to.
And let's just remember one other crisis that we're facing that's causing many people
Market's
not to have
green.
celebrations. We're in the middle of a pandemic.
How is this doing? Is this
Absolutely.
ooh,
Why it was delayed
this
for
looks
some
like
time.
it's
Yes, he will. We presume
on
have
discount.
oval office.
This could be another swing right here, man. Let me see. So far on the 10 looks nice. On the 5 it looks nice. Let's see what it's doing on the 180. On the 180 looks nice. We see here that it's that support going back 2 months.
Kelly O'Donnell back for us with that developing news.
All right, UPS is going on this list here for a swing trade, maybe for tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So we have ACB, UPS, and then we'll take a look at the rest. What else is on here that we could maybe look at for tomorrow?
So-called Stop the Steal event, after all, did not just pop up. We're talking about what went wrong and how to make it right next.
A must in your medicine cabinet. Less sick days.
Cold coming on? Zycam is clinically proven.
I don't see anything else at the moment.
Zyfans love Zycam's unique zinc formula.
It's short, it's cold.
Zycam Zinc Back Cold.
Yep.
All right. Nope. Yes, there. Okay, guys. Have a great morning. Those of you that have gone green, fantastic. Those of you that went red, hey, it's okay. You know, that's the name of the game. You know, just analyze what happened. That's all you got to do. That's why we play stocks with character. We have, and I'll say it again. If we get into it, the setup is right and it just goes the wrong way. Well, you know, we know the levels of resistance that these stocks can see. So, UPS is not a stock I look at often. You know, but you know, if I was to go red on this one, I want to know how far down I think it can go and how far up it can go and how long it'll take to get to those levels. You know, so it's character, baby. All these stocks on my watch list have character. I mean, you know, just McDonald's, Walmart, Beyond Meat, Salesforce, D-Dog, Boeing, Nike, Square, Workday, Moderna, AMU, AMD, SPY, ADP, UPS, Etsy, Microsoft, Docu, MasterCard, Disney, Dollar Tree, JD, HD, Home Depot, Facebook, Lululemon. I mean, you know, this goes on. And then we have, you know, Shop, Tesla, Adobe, Zoom, Roku, Nvidia, Costco, Netflix, Twilio, you know, OSTK, CMG, which is Chipotle, Jemaya, Melly, and Vax. You know, listen. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with stocks, but you want to have yourself a nice array of stocks so that way you can go down and see which one's on discount, because you don't want to chase a stock. We're chasing NEO because we know NEO can keep going, and NEO also does provide good opportunities to get in and out. But you don't want to be chasing a stock that's already high. You know, I'll give you a prime example. Plug today surpassed all this shit right here was where it lived at for days and days, for weeks. Okay, like look at this. I will show this to you real quick before I sign off. Okay. So I don't know why this thing, why this fucking thing went so high. Let me see. Is there anything here?
For additional benefits, including dental, vision,
oh, that's why. South Korea invests 1.5 billion in Plug Power shares. No wonder why. But look, so this was all. See all this? This was all the level of support and resistance. You know, going into it. From yesterday, we saw that the next level of resistance was this one. If we go on the 10. Was that one right there, you know, would be this level here. So we saw that. So I was really interested because, you know, I mean, take a look at this.
Plus, turn your home equity into an average of $50,000
You know?
Money for
So, you know, people are chasing this right now.
retirement tomorrow. Refi Plus from New Day USA.
And they're going to get caught.
1-844-934-2590.
Look at this.
My name is Charmaine, and I just discovered Premier Protein. I have a very active family. I couldn't keep up anymore. I like the chocolate one. It actually tastes really good.
With 30 grams of protein, 160
So, yeah, so, you know, you don't chase stocks like that, man. You know, I mean, you know, SBE. So this is a stock that I would have been interested in for yesterday, for today. Although it was a little high for me this morning. As you can see here, it was already at resistance. I would have wanted it to sell off. So right now, where it's at now, I would definitely go in for this and maybe go for like a 45 cents pop. But we also got to analyze what this did from this point on here, because I don't really see much of a dip. So we do see people, all this is profit takers. So it looks like at 7:50 in the morning, we do have a bunch, it looks like it's going to start to get weeded out here. So at this point, you know, use your strategy to get in. Although I do see that I don't think it's going to go below 39.14, but you never know. I mean, we do have some more levels right here. So we do have this level here. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Oh.
Criticize the president. This does, saying that the
This
president's
level
conduct
here.
is a betrayal of his office, and that orchestrating a mob to pressure Congress is inexcusable.
Yeah. So, you know, you don't chase the stocks, man. Like a laser. Laser opened up decent level, wasn't bad. Would have waited here. Would have got in on the second candle, being where it opened at. Yeah. Okay. Alright guys, have a great morning. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll send the pics out tonight. And we'll do about, what, maybe 6:10, 6:15 for tomorrow. Alright guys, have a good morning.
And beyond, according to two defense officials.